Your love life is being talked about by the whole entire world right now. If you would like to expand upon anything, please, we would like to know.
You gonna give me the floor?
The floor is yours. So you see him standing all the way out there. What's he eyeballing? Well, he's looking at the holder. He's not looking at the snapper. You see, there would be a chance he'd be looking this way because the snapper might give something away. So there are times where a snapper, right before he'll snap, he'll either lift his head up or lift his head down, and then he'll throw the ball. It's like a twitch almost, like something that just happens in it. But instead, this time, they are looking directly at the holder. So then you got to think, well, what is the indicator? Well, it had to be something with the holder that would tell a schooler to go on a sprint and change the entire game. So let's go back to the back view, shall we? Let's watch the holder. Keep an eye out here. He's going to look back at Sanders, ask Sanders if he's ready, and then very slightly, he is going to go with a deep breath, seemingly. Okay? That's what it's going to look like. So keep your eyes peeled to this man's head. Okay? This holder's head. Watch it. See that? Right there. Did you see it?
Wow.
Did you see it? Little bit of a head dip. It feels like it's almost like it's a breath out, like a breathing air out. Yep. And that sends schooler, okay? So you have to think to yourself, well, how in the hell would they know this? Well, this guy right here was the punter and holder for the New England Patriots for how many years?
I believe 5 or 6 years.
So Bill Belichick probably watching self-scout going, how has nobody picked up on the fact that this guy does this? So the first time he has the opportunity to do it, watch it, breathe, go, schooler, off the edge. It's literally as small as that. There's not a lot of people that are going to be able to find that particular tell. If the Super Bowl was on Wednesday, I think it's clear cut. Two teams are battling. Miami Dolphins taking on Dallas Cowboys. These two teams are at the top of their conferences, and it has to be a blast to be their fans because for a long time, one side of the coin, this team stinks. Remember, just a couple years ago, it was being alleged that the owner was telling the coach, I'll give you more money, you lose. Then all of a sudden, they go all in. They find Tua as this gem. McDaniel, who's the most chill coach in the history of the NFL, him racing against the cameraman at halftime after doing an interview is maybe the greatest display of swagger, confidence, and moxie I've ever seen. What do you do whenever you lose your voice in the middle of it? Are you a tea guy, coffee guy, and he sprays?
Suck my thumb, cry, worry, get a steroid shot, whatever it takes. I've only lost it one time. I mean, I had the hair plug thing, years ago.
They look good.
Wow.
They look good.
Great hair.
They look real good.
I went under and I came out talking like this. And I went for 9 months sounding like I was dying. So this is nothing. This is.
She got hair, but you lost your voice.
I had a little nerve issue. Yes. See, you know what? I said that to you're very much like McConaughey. I said that to McConaughey at an event, not to name drop, but it kind of fits in the story.
Wow.
And I said, I was maybe poking around for a little information. He goes, "What happened to your voice there, Buckaroo?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Well, I went in for hair transplants and I came out and now I sound like this." He goes, "Well, so what you're saying is you fixed your video and effed up your audio."
Adam Thielen brings a lot to this offense, but I don't think Adam right now could be the guy that is going on third down, go win consistently versus really good man coverage.
Is that because he's white, Dan? Is that because he's white? White? Is that why you're saying it? Because he's a white?
He's been white his whole life.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why you're saying don't throw it to him. Is that what you're saying? Because everybody's saying he's old, he's white, he can't run anymore. Is that what you're saying? Just answer the question. Yeah.
No, it's not because he's white.
That on all fours crawl. Hey, you're moving, bro. You are moving on that. You work on that?
Yeah, I've been working on it all camp. This year coming in, I was like, yo, I hope y'all know, I'm possessed this year. I hope everyone's ready to work. I hope everyone's ready for this line mentality. I be going around the locker room growling at people. I'm out there jumping around. I'm growling at Dak before in camp. I hope y'all ready for this shit, bro. I'm going to kill you today. I'm hunting you. So when they see it, they're like, man, this dude's really nuts. Especially some of the rookies. It's funny, them see him coming in. It's like, bro, you really like that? I was like, you ain't really seen nothing yet. He's like, you really a possessed lion? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm crazy.
These kids coming into the NFL going, what the fuck? This Colorado State kid. They got police involved because there's death threats happening to him and everything like that. Travis Hunter came out and was like, just football. We all saw what he did on that hit. Ball clearly out, goes around his guy, and certainly lays a shot. Now, if he was on your football team, I think everybody would say, okay, a little dirty, but, their best guy, Travis Hunter, he hit him. Now, he lacerates his liver, I do believe, which is on his right side, out 3 weeks. Guy certainly definitely should have been ejaculated, is how a couple people phrased it and worded it on X as a journalism show. We will say we do not believe he meant ejaculated.
I mean, he used it twice.
Yeah.
Well, that's his fault. He needed to get it off.
Yeah, he did. We know that.
Maybe they wanted. Maybe.
See, that's your problem. That's your problem. You just couldn't wait to hear me say that guy wanted to get his ex off. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sure what happened. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, you were talking about ejaculation.
Yeah.
Defense coordinator who's the son of the head coach out in Iowa. And boy, we've been talking about this guy's production and how bad he is at his job for some time. So now they rework his contract. You're going to have to score 25 points every single game, and then you'll get paid a little bit more. He crashes and goes through the 25-point barrier one time, first time, and then he had a press conference. We thought.
You all have had fun with this 25-point obsession, and I get it. But if I'm not mistaken, we just dropped 41 on Saturday. So maybe it's time to grab a hold of your little step ladders and go ahead and climb out of my ass for a while.
I watch it, I'm like, I love this guy. This is my guy. I am now a big... Turns out it's AI. That's not real. That's fake. That's where we're at right now, though. We need to know that. This guy, from the way it looked like to me while watching a documentary, he's the most well-liked guy in the history of sports, in the history of Philadelphia. For good reason. On the field, going to go down as the greatest of all time. Brings a championship to Philadelphia. Gives one of the greatest Super Bowl parade speeches of all time. Now he has the #1 sports podcast on earth with his brother. Ladies and gentlemen, just an Ohio dog.
Right.
Jason Kelsey.
Hell of an intro, Pat. I appreciate that.
Hey, I think this is your first time on the show, man. I'm jacked up. The boys are jacked up. We appreciate you making time.
I'm happy we finally got this together. Been a long time waiting for this one.
Watched the documentary last night. I was captivated by it, man. This was very, very well done.
I think when we first signed up to do it, we were actually going to do it on a transitioning out of the NFL was the idea. I didn't know what I was going to do after football. Still don't really know. As we kind of went through it, we felt like we had a story with last season alone. And we ended up getting NFL Films on board. A bunch of people fell into place where it felt like there was a really, really good story as is with the family, with the fans. It all kind of fell in differently than we expected. I was nervous up until the premiere.
Ty has a question for you via Connor.
Yeah, Chris obviously talks table, usually two people. One of them, who I won't say, had to take a very messy dump. But with that being said, Ty wanted to ask about Tyreek Hill. How does someone like that even exist?
Tyreek Hill is special. Tell that dude, get back from the bathroom, man. He's missing some good stuff.
Yeah, he's listening. He's listening still in there. The speed in which he got up and hit that court to get there feels like this one's going to be explosive. It is 3:02. Ty went to the bathroom at 2:40.
He gave us an update.
Did you see the picture he's in?
No, what is it, Brian? Sweating?
Bingo.
Shirts off.
Shirts off?
Yeah, tarps off.
Ty, we're pulling for you, pal. From what I've been told, also, he ordered some water from Talk. Could you do me a favor and bring some water? Yeah, which one? Handicap stall.
What?
In the locker room bathroom.
Is that thirsty?
What did he have this morning?
He had an omelet this morning.
That damn omelet every time, dude.
I mean, he had Arby's yesterday. He wasn't running out of here.
He lives, I'm going to say it, recklessly. The way he eats. Him and Nick will have just the entire Taco Bell menu at 9 a.m.
Throw some in the fridge for later.
And then some ice cream and then just be like, whoa, my gut's upset. It's like, no shit.
There it is.
This guy just got back from a 12-round fight. Way to handle that thing. Let's do a little post-dump presser here. Coach, how was it out there? Feels like you performed pretty well. That's the longest game you've had to play. Were the boys ready for overtime and double overtime?
Anytime you get in a situation where when you get in there, you start sweating immediately. I was worried because we were dealing with diarrhea there. Point where, I wasn't to the butt piss part yet, and I was like, oh boy, I'm going to throw up. So now I'm going to have to get off this and puke in the toilet and just pray to God that I don't shit all over the floor and all over my pants. Luckily, we avoided that. That was one of the worst mud cakes I've dropped in a long time.
So everybody's talking about your brother. Obviously, you are as well. You and your wife are becoming a celebrity couple right now as we speak, I think, pal.
I'm the Ian Rappaport, Travis Kelsey right now. No, I think my wife, she's been in hiding for a long time. I think one of the best things about the documentary is that everybody got to see just everything she does, everything she goes through, and the tremendous person and wife that she is.
Your love life is being talked about by the whole entire world right now. If you would like to expand upon anything, please, we would like to know.
You gonna give me the floor?
The floor is yours.
It's hilarious how much traction this has actually got. It's like that old game in school called telephone where everybody's just whispering in each other's ear, just hearing some random stuff, especially when you got Jason Kelsey on live television telling people just both sides.
You hate that it's happening?
No, I mean, it's life, baby. I threw it out there. I threw the ball in her court. And, I told her, I've seen you rock the stage in Arrowhead. You might have to come see me rock the stage in Arrowhead and see which one's a little more lit. We'll see what happens in the near future.
Travis! Hey!
All right now.
All right now. Did we do anything that wasn't ball this week?
No, not really.
Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban. And I ate, right?
Yeah. I drove home one night.
From football. The next morning, guess what? Drove to football.
Now here we go. We're
no. Okay.
Oh, man. 2, 3.
Oh, my goodness.
4, 5, 6.
50 feels like a long way away.
Yeah,
they're tossing him, too. Oh, you're all over his meat. All over meat.
13.
That's what I meant.
14.
That's what I meant.
15. 16. 17. 18. 19.
They're a long way away.
Not even halfway there.
Yeah, almost halfway. They're a long way away from 50.
Don't know they're losing. I can't do it.
Hey, thank you, boys. That was fun. I told him to stop. Yeah. We got to 25. I was going to say, I'm not doing another one of those.
No.
I think AJ Hawk sits the peace on. Really got
I chatted with that guy earlier. I've never done that. Not once in my life.
I have middle of the night.
Yeah. You're going to AC Slater it?
Oh, yeah. 2:30 a.m. So tired. Oh, my God. Just.
I don't know. I don't know. I would leave my head on the wall before I do that. But yeah, I get it.
Your toilet.
It's on ESPN.
It is time for a one-of-one type of conversation that can only happen just yards away from touchdown, Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, a conversation with Lou Holtz's.
Thank you very much, Pat. Sitting here with Coach Lou. How important is Sam Hartman to this football team?
I hope my list isn't as bad as yours.
These young men, these young athletes who are arguably going into the toughest test of their lives. Now, you can take all of that adversity. Sorry, I mean, it's tough to do. You know, I got to hold the handkerchief and the microphone at the same time, so it's a little difficult. But all this adversity, you know, it's out here. It's hanging out here. And what you could do is you could take all of those, you know, self-perceived issues and fears and adversities that we face every single day when you're going against a tough team. And you got to stick them down deep because it really doesn't do anything for you to dwell on them. So you stick them down deep, and then you realize that all those adversities and those issues, they're just a figment of your imagination.
I wished I could have made that red flag disappear on the field as quickly as you did that one. But, you know, there is no such thing as magic. It's all mentally, etc. Now, you did that. I want to do this one. It's like any other newspaper. You have the front page for people who want to read the news. You have the comics for people who can't read. And we have the editorial page for people who can't think. But it's like anything else. You have to have a faith and a belief somewhere along the line. I'm not sure. I used to do this trick all the time, but that's when I was younger. But I'm not sure I can do it. But in any event, I think maybe we can. I used to do this with a phone book when I was younger, but I have trouble tearing it up. I want to tell you, physically, I have an awful lot of problems. Mentally, I'm as sharp as I've ever been. However, that's one of the advantages of not being very sharp when you're growing up. Because then when you get dementia, people can't tell. And say, oh, there's no difference in anything else. But, you know, it's like anything else. Many people go think they saw me tearing that up. But it's all mental. If you really have a strong faith and a strong belief in what you do, it can work out.
My God.
Hell yeah, Coach. How'd you feel down there with Coach?
Very hot. But I mean, that's a bucket list thing. It really is. Like we've talked about it before. I've been doing that since I was like 10 years old, and to ever think that I would have that opportunity, like, it's wacko. It's crazy. It's just that was so awesome. I will remember today and that moment for the rest of my life, no question.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Holtz letting it happen.
Yeah,
shout out to you too.
So I sat next to Aaron in our team meeting for 9 years straight. I was under the impression he was drinking his own piss every single day. That's why I thought you're so good and you have such a quick release. Is that not true?
Hold on, are you doing that now? Are you doing alternative?
You're definitely doing it now. With all the hippie stuff you're doing now, you're drinking pee all day.
Yeah, we saw the ayahuasca boys that before kickoff there against the Bills. Is there any? Are you doing any alternative rehab though? That's a great question. I think this is actual real question here.
Well, I'm not drinking any piss, and the dolphin mating frequency, that was a joke as well.
No!
It could be real.
No.
Could be real, though.
The crowd's saying it. It's time for us to make our full NFL slate picks, and we're not doing it alone this week. No, we are joined by a man who has a special on Netflix called Beautiful Dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Gillis. Hey.
What's up?
Thank you.
Here we go. What's up,
Thank
dude?
you for coming, dude.
No, thank you.